Welcome to Heaven and Health Podcast, your trusted source for insightful conversations on health and real estate talks. I'm your host, Angel Polido. In case this is your first time joining us, Heaven and Health Podcasts are designed to inform the public on different health matters and how they can be assisted on. And we also even delve in real estate issues where we give you the right direction, where to acquire your land and make a beautiful surrounding. In each episode, we invite different experts addressing on the issues at hand. Focusing on our today's topic, real estate careers and education. Here with me is Thunde, a real estate registered agent. We'll dive into career opportunities and guide you step by step until you become a full practitioner. So stay there, relax, and stay tuned. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you very much for having me.
Even though I've already introduced your name and I have already displayed you, but just in short, can you tell us who you really are?
So my name is Sam Thunde. I am a valuation surveyor by training. I work in the real estate sector. I've been working in the sector for over 7 years.
Wow.
I specialize mostly in estate agency, but we also do property management, property valuation, and advisory roles. So in a nutshell, that's who I am.
When you talk about real estate, what is it all about?
So real estate is a very exciting field. It's to do with land, anything permanently attached to it, what is below the surface of the land and what is above the surface of the land. So real estate practitioners like myself, what we deal with is matters to do with land and things permanently attached. Like me, for instance, as a valuer, I can value properties, real estate properties, residential, commercial, industrial, farmlands, all of that falls under real estate. So real estate is a multi-dimensional field. And in fact, there's other elements of real estate which are more technical, which I do not touch on. But for the sake of for the sake of our discussion, let's just call real estate. Let's define land as everything that is on the surface of the earth, permanently attached to it, below it, and above it. And real estate is the study of that, of the land.
Anything concerning land.
Yes.
So what actually really inspired you to pursue your career in real estate?
So for me, real estate was something that I was always very interested in. When I was growing up, so my father is an economist, and he told me that he was always trying to explain concepts of real estate to me, and I found the topic very interesting. He was always trying to get me to understand that location is the most important component when looking at real estate. And also, oddly enough, one of the characters I saw on TV in my early years who inspired me to do real estate was former US President Donald Trump. Of course, this was many years ago, but I heard that he was a successful real estate developer. So I looked at his life and I thought, hey, this guy is very rich. I want to be rich like him. I had a number of uncles who also spoke highly of real estate. So that's how I got into
So it's like most of your family members, were they working in real estate or what?
So they were not working in real estate per se, but then they were investing in real estate. So because of that, and then they pushed me to go into real estate because they saw that and this is Malawi. It's always about money. When your parents, your uncles are teaching you about or telling you to do a certain thing, what they're trying to do is make sure that you can make the most money. So that's how I got about it.
Can you share us your personal journey in the industry?
So my personal journey in the industry is it's pretty simple and straightforward. After I finished my secondary school, I was selected to study land economy at the Polytechnic, which is now MUBAS. It's a 5-year program. I did my 5-year program. I graduated with credit. And then I worked for a well-known real estate company here in Malawi. So I did that because I understood that at school I got a lot of theoretical knowledge, but I needed practical knowledge.
Yes.
So I got the practical knowledge through this company that I worked for. And then after that, I opened my own real estate agency. That was in 2019, and basically that's what I've been operating up until now, 2024.
That's interesting. So what are the most rewarding aspects of real estate in Malawi?
Real estate as a career, I think what is very rewarding is that financially it has potential to give you a lot of money.
Yeah.
With the real estate career, especially in areas like estate agency, in areas like property management, our work is commission based. So it means the bigger the sale or the bigger the property that you're managing, the amount of money that you make from each transaction is a percentage. So, it's unfortunate now everyone is complaining, prices of houses are going up. But me as a real estate practitioner, I'm not complaining because it means also my commissions are going up.
Yeah, so you're having fun in it.
Yeah, so not fun. I mean, at the same time, I'm a practitioner, but one day I also want to own a lot of real estate. So by the prices going up, it affects me. But in regards to our career, what I love about real estate is that it has very high potential to be rewarding.
Yep.
Now, there's an element of hard work that comes into play. It's not that everyone is just going to enter real estate and all of a sudden become a millionaire. But the fact that if you enter real estate, the chances of being a millionaire are there. That's what I like about real estate.
So how has the industry changed and how have you adapted in it?
So the industry has changed in many ways.
Like from the beginning when you joined the industry up to now?
When I joined the industry until now, I would say, even for me personally, it has changed because when I joined the industry as a student, there's a very big difference between being a student practitioner or what we call a graduate surveyor versus a full-time surveyor. So in the 5 years that I've been practicing, in the 7 years that I've been practicing, the last 3 years are the only years where I've been a licensed practitioner. I think we'll get to it when we start talking about the education aspect.
Yeah.
But then there's a difference between someone who doesn't have a qualification, a graduate practitioner, and then a full practitioner when it comes to real estate.
Yep.
So I entered the real estate sector as a graduate practitioner, and then now I'm operating as a full practitioner, which has some very important dynamics which come into play. Now, for someone who is operating without the qualification, there's some even deeper implications which come into play. Yes. So in the years that I've been practicing, what I have noticed is house prices are going up.
Yeah.
And they're going up rapidly. I remember when I was a graduate practitioner in 2017, for a house to sell for 150 million, it just seemed like too much money. It seemed like it wouldn't be possible. And I'm talking about a residential house.
Yes.
But now I've been involved in transactions where houses have sold for over 400 million.
That's a lot of money.
In a very short space in time. I mean, and in fact, I have colleagues who have had similar transactions where properties have sold for upwards of 700 million. I'm talking a residential house. I'm not even talking commercial property. So in the 7 years that I've been practicing, what I can notably say is that property prices are rapidly increasing and it's actually quite alarming. Yes.
How has devaluation affected this percentage that you have been earning since you started this industry?
Yes. There are several effects that devaluation has had. Devaluation has had an effect on the economy at large. Now, real estate operates on principles of demand and supply, which are economic principles which affect the entire economy. So if an entire economy goes through a devaluation, then obviously the real estate sector is going to be affected.
Yes.
Malawi is predominantly an importing country, which means a lot of our building materials are imported.
Yeah.
Real estate consists of a lot of components which are imported. So the moment the cost of importation goes high, the prices of real estate inputs become high, everything goes up in price. And the real estate market is no different. So what we have seen with the real estate market since the devaluation is property prices have shot up. However, unfortunately, people's ability to buy properties has decreased.
Yeah.
So because of the devaluation, because the general cost of living in the country has shot up so rapidly, what has ended up happening is property prices have tried to adjust upwards, but then people's ability to buy has reduced,
Yes.
which has created what is known as a buyer's market. A buyer's market is a situation where only the few people with a lot of money are able to buy, and those who would want, unfortunately, they don't have enough money to buy.
Yeah, those who are staying maybe in their rental houses.
Yes. So at this moment in time, it's almost impossible for someone to easily move from renting to owning. In fact, it has put us in a situation where, in order, if you want to move from renting to owning, it's easier to build your own place. But then at the same time, the devaluation has increased the costs of building, so even that has become tricky.
Yeah, even apart from building the houses, even the money for acquiring the land is also expensive.
Yes. I mean, we have seen plots move from, 1 million, 2 million
in months.
And then in the very nice neighborhoods, like I give you an example of Msonko here in Blantyre. Plots a couple of years ago were being sold for 25 million. Now it's not strange to hear that a plot is being sold for 100 million, 120 million. So
being a number in city.
Yes, exactly.
So what are the biggest challenges facing real estate professionals according to what you have said?
So real estate professionals, the biggest challenge that is faced in the country, I believe, is the fact that there is a very high shortage of qualified real estate practitioners. I had mentioned about how I was once a graduate valuer, graduate surveyor, and then became a full general practitioner. As at now, in this country, there's less than 50 registered full practitioners. In an economy of over 20 million people, that is not enough qualified practitioners. So what has ended up happening is a lot of unqualified people have just decided to become estate agents, to work as valuers without the qualification. What that then creates is a situation whereby there isn't a board or there isn't a standard of service. When you are licensed with the board like I am, Surveyors Institute of Malawi Land Economy Board, they hold us to a certain standard. There's a certain expectation which you can have of me and all the other licensed practitioners, which we are forced to uphold. However, if someone else just comes in and they say, no, I'm an estate agent, those people are not operating under the same rules.
Yes.
Those people are the people who, if you entrust them with your property, they can end up selling to two people. They'll receive money from those two people, and to them, there's no repercussions.
Yes.
Whereas someone like me, I can't do something like that because I know that I am.
You know the rules and the regulations.
Yes. I know the rules and regulations, but also I don't want to lose my license.
Yes.
Because if I lose my license, then I lose how I earn my money. But if this guy is operating without a license, he has nothing to lose.
Yes.
He has nothing to lose. So the challenges, I believe, come about as a result of there not being enough licensed practitioners. At the moment, we just have Mubas and Mzuni who are training land economy surveyors and estate managers. But if we could have more people being trained, if we could have more institutions, I think it would be good. Because at the end of the day, all we want is to serve the people the best way that we can.
And offer them what they want.
Offer them the best service, offer them what they want. Because if you don't go to school, there's certain things that you will not understand. Issues to do with laws that govern land, issues to do with regulations, issues to do with planning, zoning. Those things are things which we learn in school, And sometimes, even when I was in class, I thought those things were irrelevant.
Yeah.
But now, working as in the field, I see how it comes into play. I see the importance of it, and I see why being licensed is actually very valuable, not just to me, but to the people who I serve.
Yes. So how can the industry address these challenges?
I think I mentioned in passing how they can address it. Let's educate more people to do with real estate. If we can't get them in colleges per se, let's have workshops. Let's have short courses. Let's have awareness talks. Let's bring it to the light that I think one of the biggest challenges that unfortunately we face as a nation is people don't understand that in the real estate profession, there are actual qualifications that someone needs to get. Now, if you don't understand that, it means if someone who doesn't have the qualification and me, we bid for the job, you treat us as if we're the same.
Why are you different?
But we're not the same, yes. What I bring to the table and what that person brings to the table is completely different because of the qualification. So I think we need an awareness of the real estate industry. So I think you having me on your podcasts plays into that. So I'm very grateful for that. And I believe that if we can have a bigger awareness of the real estate industry, of what the players in the industry do, and of the rules and the regulations, I think that would definitely take us many steps forward, and it will help not only the qualified players, but it will also help the general public on who to engage on certain jobs.
Yes. What opportunities do you see for the growth and development of the Malawi real estate sector?
So I'm very optimistic about the Malawi real estate sector. I'm very optimistic for a number of reasons. Firstly, in Malawi there is a very high demand for real estate, and that demand is always going to be there because of our growing population, because of our high rural to urban migration. So because of that, it means the real estate sector is always going to be relevant. It's always going to, like, the profession is always going to be there because there are so many opportunities, there are so many gaps that need to be filled.
Yes.
Another reason why I'm very optimistic is because of this section or title bill, which is going to be put into Parliament very soon, that I've just recently read. So with the section or title bill, what they're proposing is that in Malawi we now start to allow sectional titling. I'll explain what that is. Right now in Malawi, when you own a house, what you don't own is the house. What you own is the land, and the house happens to be on the land.
And everything that is under the land is for yours.
No, it's not yours. It belongs to the government.
Oh, so you only own the land?
In the sky and below, that belongs to the government. You own the
surface.
Yes.
Wow.
And anything that is permanently attached to the surface. That's actually a good thing to note.
Wow.
Yes. Now, with the sectional title bill, if it becomes an act, what is going to happen is it's going to enable for one person to own the land, another person to have rights in the building. Now, this becomes exciting when you start to develop high-rise buildings. So it means if I have a property which has maybe 70 units or apartments, at this point it means you can own one apartment, I can own one apartment, someone else can own another apartment. So what that creates is a situation whereby people can develop much more with a small piece of land. And also, when you incorporate the fact of economies of scale, it will be cheaper to own houses. Because if you are just owning one piece of a house, let's say you own a 2-bedroom house in a high-rise apartment, obviously it's going to be cheaper than you owning a 2-bedroom house which has land on it. So of course they're navigating how they're going to implement it, but it's something that I'm very, very optimistic about. And of course with the real estate market, like I said, as a primarily an estate agent and a valuer, I'm excited. The prices are going up. The commissions are going up.
So you're earning a lot of money.
I'm earning the money which I deserve from the hard work which I put in. So, like I said, not everyone is earning a lot of money.
Yeah.
You get out what you put in. If you put in a lot of work, then yes, the potential for making money is there. If you don't put in a lot of hard work, don't cry when you're starving. That's the way life goes.
Yeah. Can real estate professionals in Malawi stay up to date with industry trends and developments?
Yes, that's a very good question. Thank you. I think we need to understand that in this day and age, nobody in any industry has an excuse for falling behind. We're living in the information age, and for us in any industry, whether your industry as a journalist or my industry as a real estate practitioner, we have access to the world at our fingertips. You know, on our phones, we have access to Google, we have access to pretty much all the information anyone else in the world has access to. And nowadays, with the coming in of AI,
yes,
no one has an excuse.
Yeah.
You know, if you find yourself falling behind, if you find yourself going by the wayside, that's because you're lazy. The information, I remember when I was in school, we used to have this saying that muntu akushava notes. You know, they are keeping all the notes to themselves. They are the only ones passing, we are failing.
Yeah.
But now that's not really an excuse anymore. If you want to study, if you want to know more, if you want to develop any industry, the information is readily available at our fingertips. So,
as long as you put much effort in it.
Yes. So for the industry in Malawi, I'm very optimistic. I think there's a lot of people who are working hard. There's a lot of people who want to develop the industry, like the bringing in of those bills which I mentioned, one being the sectional title bill. There's a landlord and tenants bill. There are several bills which are being tabled, which shows that people are thinking about the future.
Yes.
Because anytime you come up with a bill, you are addressing a shortfall which you have seen. So yeah, definitely the future is looking bright. The future for the industry, even the future for the nation. You know, I look at all the young people in this country now. I think they're vibrant. The labor force is there. People want to do things. People are looking for jobs. People are looking to create jobs. The future is bright.
So putting all this together, how can the technology help in sharing the real estate?
So there's a number of ways in which technology can come into play. Obviously, there's issues of automation. Like I'll give you an example with my company, our property management division. We have employed some developers to come up with applications for us to use. These applications have automated our systems, which enables us to keep records automatically, to input data easily, to come up with reports easily, to create statements, to do certain things more efficiently. So I think the coming in of technology, the beauty of technology is that technology makes hard things become easy. Technology makes things that would take 1 hour to do to be done in a few minutes.
Yes.
So we must utilize technology. We must embrace technology. There were a lot of people who, you know, in years past were very skeptical at almost every type of technology that was coming in. You know, for them, everything that was coming in was 666, the end of the world.
Yeah.
But I think we're now coming to the stage whereby we understand that technology is not our enemy. Technology is a means of helping us better our lives.
Yes.
So as an industry, let's embrace technology. Even as a nation, let's embrace technology, because technology is going to help us improve at a much faster rate.
So as real estate professionals are growing, and there are a lot of youth that are training in the economic land. I mean the land economic, as you say, courses, so that they can also work in the real estate company. So how can experienced professionals give back to the community and support the next generation for real estate company?
Me personally, I don't believe in giving back. I don't owe anyone anything. But what I do believe in is grooming potential.
Yeah.
if someone comes to me and they're very interested in learning, I'll gladly teach them. But I'm not giving back because they haven't given me anything.
Yeah.
I'm giving to them
The knowledge you have.
my way of sowing a seed, because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is improve our nation. You know, I think it boils down to what an individual believes in or what is important to a particular individual. It's not per se a sector to sector thing, it's something which is a person to person thing. But what I love about the real estate sector is a lot of the people working in the real estate sector, all of us are willing to assist someone who is studying, someone who is coming up. If people want to learn, there's a lot of people who are willing to teach. However, one thing I would say is it's very important, if you are a student, if you are someone who's looking for tutelage, someone who wants mentorship, who wants a fellowship, to be someone who is humble and not entitled.
Yes.
You know, when you approach an elder and you want wisdom, don't do it feeling entitled to that wisdom. No, if you come to someone with humility, if you come to them and you explain that your desire is to learn, many people are very willing to learn or very willing to teach. However, if you approach people as if they owe you something, like they should give back, you see, that's why I said I don't like the word give back.
Yeah.
You know, if you approach them as if they must give back to you for whatever, they will be reluctant.
That's not necessary.
Yes, they'll be reluctant. But for us in the real estate sector, we are happy to teach, we are eager to teach. You messaged me the other day, you said, hey, I want to talk about real estate. You sent me the questions. I looked at them and I was happy to do this because in our field, like I said, not a lot of people know about it. And the same way, even I studied and then I needed practical knowledge. I needed some other people to come in
and teach you as
and
well.
teach me. So when it's my turn to teach, I don't have a problem teaching. I'll gladly do it.
Looking on the education forum, what are the pathways available?
So the courses that someone can take if they want to become a licensed practitioner in Malawi, there are two which are accredited and acknowledged within the country. So you can study a Bachelor of Science in Land Economy at MUBAS,
Yes.
or you can study a Bachelor of Science in Estate Management at Mzuni. However, accredited courses outside of the country are also acknowledged. In order to become, I think maybe I should explain the process of how you become a licensed practitioner.
Yes.
The requirements are, firstly, you need an academic qualification, be it a first degree or a second degree in real estate or real estate related field. Second,
anything attached to land.
Anything attached to real estate in particular.
Yep.
So land economy, a bachelor in real estate, a bachelor in property studies. So these are the three main courses which we acknowledge for us, for our stream as land economists. Next, you need to work under someone who's been licensed for a minimum of 2 years. So during that 2 years, you keep what is known as a diary. So you record every single work that you have done to show that you're indeed getting practical experience. The next part after that is you're called to an interview, or you apply to be called to an interview.
More like an internship, or it's under the...
It's the internship is the 2 years that you do. It's more of a fellowship. But then the interview is something you apply to Surveyors Institute of Malawi, the board. So those guys, they call you for the interview. If you pass the interview, they then call you to sit a written exam. After passing the written exam, that's when you then become licensed general practitioner. So that's the route that you can take. So like I said, in terms of education, in Malawi here, there's MUBAS and Mzuni, but you know, all over
only
the world.
these two campuses there, so?
Only those two are offering the course.
Wow.
But it's the same way. It's like how many colleges in Malawi are offering electrical engineering or civil engineering? It's only one.
MUBAs.
Yes, how many campuses are offering law? Maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So if you notice here in Malawi, our universities are usually specialized. So that's the educational way of how you become a acknowledged practicing real estate practitioner in Malawi.
This marks the end of our today's episode. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time.